Hi and welcome back to your mat. My name is Anna, the Holy Banana, the Holy Yogi, and today we're going to be doing a relaxing candlelit flow for the low back, the hips, and a little bit of the shoulders. All you're going to need is a strap and your mat and maybe a little bit of low lighting. Find a place where you can be alone, undisturbed, and take this time for you, maybe right before bed, maybe first thing in the morning. This is going to be a very relaxing practice. So we're going to start in a child's pose in just a moment. I'll meet you there. So bring those knees mat width distance, toes together, hips back to the heels. Let's reach those hands forward and bring that head down. Take a moment to breathe, to notice. Where do we feel the body needing some extra love today? If you haven't yet, close off that mouth and just start breathing through the nose, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Every exhale, lengthening that spine from tailbone up to the crown of the head. Let your intention be to serve your body exactly as it needs you to serve it this time on your mat. Honoring what you feel, and letting your body be the true teacher. I'm just your guide. If there's anything that comes up that's uncomfortable, feel free to adjust and listen to your body as you go. Start to rock that forehead left and right. Getting a nice massage for those sinuses. And then come back to stillness at center in that forehead. And start to round yourself up, coming into your table. Let's take those knees under hips, hands under shoulders. Measure out your shoulder width distance. Get those middle fingers to tap underneath the heart center, palms underneath the shoulders, and then pivot on those palms, point your fingers parallel with the edges of the mat. We're going to tuck those toes, walk those hands back about 6 inches in front of the knees. And get into those feet for a moment here. Good. Then from here, lift these hips up and away and come into those wrists. We're going to reach those shoulders forward of the fingers, coming into the wrists. If those elbows can stay straight, great. If they bend, that's okay too. And gently come out of that and keep your hands where they are, but flip the fingers back towards the knees. So we're going to come into our heels again with our hips and get into those wrists a bit more with those fingers flipped back. And bring yourself forward again, lift those hips up, flip those palms up, base of the hands go down, and then reach those hips back one more time, getting into the tops of those wrists. And unflip those hands. Just come up out of those wrists for a second and shake them out, like you're flicking water off of those hands. And then come back down into your table, remeasure if you have to, stack those joints, and let's take some cat-cow. Drop that tummy, lift the tailbone, squeeze the shoulders back and look forward and up. Then exhale, round the spine, chin to chest, belly button to spine, head, neck, shoulders, relax. And tailbone drops down. Let's take a few more of those. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Back to a neutral table. Let's tuck those toes, hips go back and up. Come into your first down dog. I want you to really focus on pulling that tummy towards the thighs so you're rotating that tailbone back and up. If you have to bend your knees, do so. Pedal out those feet. Enjoy this down dog. And let's lower these knees back down into our table. And let's pull this right heel to the right bum. Lift that right foot towards the ceiling like you're stamping the sky with the sole of that foot. And take some circles here, rolling out in that right hip. Taking them as wide as you can, staying sturdy in the rest of your table. Hands are sharing the weight. You're not keeling over into the left more than the right. After 3 circles like that, I want you to go the other direction where you pull that knee out first and then internally rotate and bring it down. Bring it out. Internally rotate and down. Out. Internally rotate and down. Good. From there, I want you to step that right foot to the outside of the right hand, coming into your lizard. Hips are dropping forward and down. Chest stays as open as you can. And breath stays steady. If you need to, you can tuck that back toe and lift that back knee to really get into that left hip flexor. I find that sometimes it feels more intense for me when that back knee is lifted. But if you're finding it just all right with that left knee down, then you can absolutely stay there. Again, this is meant to be a therapeutic class. We want to release as much tension as we can in the other areas of the body as we work on the tension that's coming up from the stretch we are in. Maybe find some movement left and right, forward and back, getting into those little places that may go missed when we stay in the same stretch pattern from practice to practice. I'm practicing this flow early in the morning. It's about 6 a.m. right now. So my hips are very tight from sleeping, just starting my day, and coming down to my forearms isn't accessible. But if that's something that is accessible for you at the time of day you're in, where your body is at, you can absolutely go there. Just remember to listen to your body and slowly move with it, work into it, rather than pushing or forcing. If you're not on your hands, tuck or bring them back underneath the shoulders, then tuck the back foot, lift the back knee if it isn't already there, and step this left foot to the outside of the left hand, coming into our yogi squat. Sometimes I like to keep my hands down and bring my elbows into the inner thighs, and then bring my hips down, finding a bit more support in my yogi squat, really getting into those inner thighs and hips. But if you want that traditional yogi squat, bring that weight into the heels, hands at heart center, elbows inside the inner thighs. Then hands down, if they aren't there already, hips up, come into your forward fold. Head, neck, shoulders are hanging, toes slightly inward of the heels to protect those knees. Let that whole back body get a release. Take those hands inside that right foot and step that left foot back. Drop that left knee down and come into your lizard again. This time left hand comes under left shoulder, right hand comes to the right knee. Twist, look over that right shoulder. Keep the spine long. If you want, pull that left heel into the left bum. Maybe find that foot with the hand. Again, listen to your body. And if you're in that bind, let's release that arm back forward. Take it down. Tuck the back toe, lift the back knee, step yourself back to a plank. And hips up and back to down dog. Paddle out those feet. Good, then lower those knees down. Come back into table. And let's bring this left heel to the left bum. Stamp that left foot to the ceiling. Then open that knee as high and wide out as you can. And bring it down. Back, out, and down. Back, out, down. Go the other direction, lift it out first. And rotate it in and down. Try to keep that weight even in the hands, core strong. After that third one, bring that left foot forward, come into your lizard lunge so that left foot comes outside the left hand. Knee in the back, that right knee can stay down. You can try your forearms. Just make sure that you're leading with your hips and you're opening your heart. You can always play with tucking that right foot and lifting that knee to get a bit more into the hip flexor. Just listen. Go with the flow. Now tuck those back toes, lift the back knee, and gently step this right foot forward, coming into your yogi squat again. Bring those hips down, chest up, whether your hands are down or at heart center. Open up those legs with the elbows on the inner thighs. And then bring those hands down, hips up, head down, and take those toes inside of the heels for your forward fold. Feel that release from underneath the feet, starting at the toes all the way back up. The back of the heels, the calves, the hamstrings, the low back, the glutes, the middle back, the upper back, the neck, and the head. This is a full back body stretch. Take those hands inside that left foot again. Step the right foot back, drop the right knee down, come back into your lizard. Keep your right hand down, left hand to the left knee. Over that left shoulder for a twist. And if you want it, maybe pull this right heel in and find it with the left hand. And bring this left hand down. If it's bound, come back to your lizard, tuck the back toe, lift the back knee. Step it back to plank and down dog. Good, pedal out those feet. And lower those knees down. Come back into the toes. We're gonna get a toe stretch here while we work on our shoulders a little bit. If it gets too intense, I invite you to simply come up like this and then come back into it, okay? We're going to take this metal part of the strap or the end for you, whatever type of strap you have. A scarf also works if you don't have a real yoga strap, a belt. We're gonna take that right arm up to the ceiling. Then bend at the right elbow, bring that right hand between the shoulder blades. Take the left hand behind you, finding the strap and reaching those hands towards each other. Even if you clasp those hands together, even if you find it, I want you to stay with the strap here. And open that chest. What naturally happens here is we tend to tighten that back and expand the tummy. I want you to restack the chest over the hips. Stay aligned as we stretch into the shoulders here. more deep breath. Release those hands. Take that arm span all the way out. Squeeze those shoulder blades. And then release. Take that left hand to the strap. Bring it up overhead. And then bend that left hand down between the shoulder blades. Bring the right hand behind the back, reaching up towards it, finding the strap. And opening up these shoulders. Again, try to keep the shoulders stacked. Integrity of the spine stays. And gently release those hands. Bring the arm span all the way out again. Squeeze those shoulders. And then release. I want you to take hands to the strap together. So bring that strap in front of you and make it nice and taut. Hands will be about 3 feet apart, but it really depends on your shoulder opening, how tight they are. What we're going to do is take some shoulder flosses. I might run into this pole, so I'm going to move a little bit forward. We're going to take these hands up and overhead and we'll rotate them fully back. Okay, so you're going to feel this sticky part from about here to about here. And if that part is too sticky, I want you to bring those hands further apart. If it's not sticky enough, bring those hands closer together. We're going to take about 10 of these shoulder flosses. Again, try to keep that spine stacked. Don't let that tummy kick forward. Make sure you're breathing as you move through this. They can be very intense, so be patient and kind to yourself. Just a few more. If you don't make it to 10, that's okay. Your pace is more important than the amount that you do. Good. After this last one, let's drop this strap off to the side. And let's come down onto our tummies. So reach those legs long behind you, come down onto your tummy. Let's reach these hands out to the sides. And we're going to start by stacking this right hand underneath the right elbow. Pull this right heel towards the bum, lift the right foot up and over, reaching it for the left hand. We're not moving the hand to the foot, we're moving the foot to the hand. If it doesn't quite make it, that's okay. We're opening up the front of this left shoulder, the anterior deltoid. If you feel like you can breathe pretty easy here, your head is relaxed, your hand stacked under your elbow isn't bearing a ton of weight, lift that right hand up and reach it back as if you're reaching for the left hand. Again, don't move the hand to the hand. That was confusing. Don't move the left hand to the right hand. Move the right hand to the left hand. So all points are pulling towards the left hand that's flat on the floor. And bring that right hand down. Come back to your tummy. Hands come back under the shoulders. Press yourself up through a table and pull that right foot forward into your lizard again. Now in lizard this time, we're going to take some intentional movement in the head to ignite an extra stretch in the hips. If you want to come down onto your forearms for this, feel free. hips leading, heart open. We're going to look up, lift the chin. And then as you exhale, drop that head back. Try looking for that back left foot. You're going to feel an ignite in that left hip, an extra stretch kick in from just that small movement in the head. Look forward and up. And exhale. Look back. This is a form of nerve flossing. And inhale, look forward and up. And exhale, look back towards that foot. And then look neutrally, so looking about to the top of the mat. I want you to heel toe this right foot over to the left side of the mat. Come onto that right glute and line up for a deer pose. So our left knee is straight out from the left hip, right knee straight forward from the right hip. And then the shins come 90 degrees down from the knees, ankles at 90 degrees. So when you look down at your legs, I want you to make sure that there's 90-degree angles happening everywhere. Right knee, right ankle, left ankle. Now bring your spine long, stacked over the hips, and then reach forward with that length, folding over that right leg. You want your torso to be in line with the right thigh. It tends to want to come off to the right. It's very tempting to run away from the stretch, but I invite you to stay in alignment to really get that stretch. Lead with that heart. Maybe you come all the way down towards your forehead, but again, listen to your body with where you're at. It all depends on how tight your body is. It doesn't matter how advanced of a yogi you are. I've been practicing for almost 8 years, and I'm not bringing my forehead down to the floor because right now I'm extra tight in the hips. So listen to your body. It does not say anything about what type of yogi you are. Take a few more breaths here, really leaning into that tension that you're releasing. And start to walk those hands up. Bring the chest back over the hips. We're going to take one more pose in this sequence before we take the other side. Let's bring that left ankle or left heel to the top of the right knee, coming into a fire log. So these legs are stacking. This right leg stays rooted in that 90-degree angle setup that we had in our deer. And then this left leg stacks on top. Now you're going to see I have this space here between the left knee and the right ankle. And that's because my hips are pretty tight. As I've mentioned earlier in class a couple times, your leg might be lower, your leg might be higher. It all depends on where you're at. I want you to breathe here. Get tall in the spine. Try to lead with your belly button and pull the shoulders back. Breathe and try to ease into this. We're releasing deep in the hips here. That left hand never pushes right on the knee, but If you want to place that hand there as a gentle reminder of which way the knee is going, it's going to add just a little bit of gravity to it. Take a few more breaths. And then gently use your hands to bring this left foot off of the right leg. Take the feet together, knees out in our Baddha Konasana. Use those hands on the ankles to pull your belly forward, stack the shoulders over the hips, and flutter those knees for a nice release. And come to stillness in that Baddha Konasana. Maybe push those elbows into the inner thighs while leaning forward, getting a little extra into those hips. And then come on up, let's bring those feet in and rock over those legs, coming back into our down dog to pedal out those feet. Notice the space we've created since we first took this pose at the beginning of class. And then from here, let's ripple forward. Let's drop these hips down, knees down, but keep the chest up for an up dog here. So pull those shoulders back, engage the core, pull the ribs together on the front of the body, and look over that right shoulder. And then come back through center, look over the left shoulder. And then come back through center. Let's lower all the way down using strength in the core and the back. Coming all the way down to our tummy, hands out. We're going to take that sequence on the other side. Let's take the left hand in, underneath the left elbow. Left heel in. Pull the left foot up and over, rolling onto that right shoulder. Again, we're trying to tap the hand with the foot. We're not moving the hand to the foot. If that left hand is nice and light, there's no weight being held in it, you're breathing easy, your head is relaxed. Bring this left arm up and reach it back as if you're going to tap the right hand. One more breath here. And then ease out, bring that left hand down. Left foot along by the right foot. Bring those hands underneath the chest. And let's bring ourselves up and back into our down dog. Then we're going to step this left foot forward and step it outside of the left hand. Coming into our lizard, drop that back knee down. Hands are underneath the shoulders. Hips are dropping forward and down. Heart is opening. And we're going to take that nerve flossing where we look up with our chin. Lift that chin, lift that head. And then look down and back as if you're looking towards that right foot. Inhale, look forward and up again. And exhale, look down and back. Look forward and up. And look down and back. Good, then look to a neutral place in your lizard. Let's heel toe this left foot across the mat and bring that left glute down, coming into our deer. On the other side, that right knee comes straight out, left knee comes forward 90 degrees at all angles, knees and ankles. Stack the shoulders over the hips. And then fold over that left leg, keeping the length in the spine, leading with the chest, coming to where you are comfortable with the amount of tension you feel in that left hip glute area. Breathe deeply. Take a few more breaths here. Start to walk yourself all the way up. Bring this right leg around, come into your fire log. So adjust as you need. That right foot comes on top of the knee. That left ankle and left knee stay in those 90-degree angles. And then we're trying to bring this right knee down towards the right foot. Lead with your belly button, pull the shoulders back. And try to reduce the space here, not by pushing. Maybe the hand rests there gently to add some gravity, but it's through the breath. The breath is our vehicle. expectations for yourself in this type of posture, let them go. Release them out with your exhale. You are taking the posture exactly as you should be. You're not causing injury. You are listening to your body. And for that, it will work with you way more than it would if you were to push it. Trust the process. Let's take a few more breaths here. And then gently guide those legs out. As our counter for this side, I want you to bring those legs all the way out into a straddle. So the heels come out as wide as you can. You don't want to go so far that your hips roll under. If this is happening, you're too far out, bring them a little in so that you can stack shoulders over hips. Now, you might find this supported straddle with your hands behind your back, your hips stacked under your shoulders. You feel really stacked with these feet flexing in, quads gently engaged. If that feels good and you're already feeling a stretch in the inner thighs, stay there. There's no need to go further. If you feel like you can keep the integrity while releasing those hands, and then maybe fold a little bit, go there. I want you to lead with your belly button and pull your shoulders back so that you're staying stacked in the spine. It means you might not go far. You want to feel like you're actually stretching the belly of the muscle on those inner thighs rather than just pulling on the joints surrounding. So if you just feel pulling in the knees, I want you to engage the quads more, flex the feet more, realign your hips, be a little bit more intentional so that you feel it actually in the belly of this muscle on the inner thighs, those adductors. Walk yourself over, take that right hand or forearm down inside the right leg, reach the left arm up and over, stack the shoulders and reach towards that right foot for a side stretch. And bring that left hand over inside the left leg, open up those shoulders, right arm up and over, reach towards the left foot. Stretch into that right side body. And bring yourself up through center. Gently use those hands to collect those legs into center and take the hands behind the thighs as you rock down, coming to a flat back. Let's take a happy baby here so the feet come up and over the knees, hands to the outsides of the feet. Elbows and knees pulling down as you flatten that low back to the floor. Good. Then take those feet together, knees out. Come into your Supta Baddha Konasana. Legs in diamond shape, flat back. Hands can rest on the tummy or by the sides. We'll use this as our Shavasana today at the end of our practice. The further out those feet go, the more intense it's going to be for the hips. The closer they come to the tailbone, the less intense. So adjust this pose for where you need it to be. And start taking a couple body scans from head to toe. Releasing the face, the neck, the shoulders, the torso, glutes, hips, legs, feet. It's like peeling layers of an onion back. There's always more tension to be found and to be released. Take one more body scan. And at the end of that body scan, I invite you to release awareness and just be in this moment. Feel the relaxation entering the body. Feel that beautiful practice that we just took together, downloading into the body. I'm going to have you stay in your final resting pose, your Supta Baddha Konasana, as long as you'd like. And to only move on with your day when your body feels ready. Thank you so much for the honor of leading you in practice today. I'll see you on the mat again soon. Namaste. Thank you so much for flowing with me today on your mat for this therapeutic flow. I hope that it served you exactly where you are and was exactly what you needed. If you'd like to check out all of my other videos, make sure to check out the links in the description. My YouTube channel where I share a new video twice a month for free, and also my online membership where I have hundreds of classes recorded for you to access at any time, anywhere you are, where I also add new content each week. Thank you so much for being here, for being a part of my community, and I'll see you on the mat again soon. Namaste.